Red Dragon is a 1986 crime novel by Thomas Harris that follows psychological profiler Will Graham, who comes out of retirement to track down a serial killer. The novel is notable for introducing the character of Hannibal Lecter, who would later play a significant role in the sequels. Red Dragon has been adapted into both film and television. The story begins in 1975, when FBI profiler Will Graham apprehends the serial killer Hannibal Lecter. The traumatic encounter leaves Graham severely injured, and he retires soon after. 3 years later, Graham's former boss, Jack Crawford, persuades him to return to help profile another serial killer. This new killer, dubbed the Tooth Fairy, has murdered 2 families and is expected to strike again at the next full moon. The first victims are the Jacoby family in Birmingham, Alabama, followed by the Leeds family in Atlanta, Georgia. Despite his concerns for his wife, Molly, and stepson, Willie, Graham reluctantly agrees to help. Graham visits the crime scenes, carefully analyzing the victims' belongings in an attempt to understand the killer's mindset. Struggling with the case, he turns to Lecter for assistance. However, the meeting goes badly, and Graham is photographed by tabloid reporter Freddie Lowndes outside the hospital. The Tooth Fairy's identity is revealed only to the reader, Francis Dolarhyde, a production chief at a film lab. Dolarhyde believes he is inhabited by an alternate personality, the Red Dragon, which is fueled by his obsession with a William Blake painting. Unable to control his violent urges, Dolarhyde believes that committing murder will allow him to fully transform into the dragon. The novel delves into Dolarhyde's traumatic childhood, marked by abuse and the mockery of his physical appearance, including a cleft palate, which may have contributed to his psychological issues. As Graham continues to investigate, he becomes the target of Freddie Lowndes, who relentlessly follows him. Meanwhile, Dr. Frederick Chilton uncovers a secret correspondence between Lecter and Dolarhyde, in which Lecter reveals Graham's home address to the killer. Graham's wife and stepson are evacuated as he tries to intercept the letter and protect them from danger. Lowndes discovers the letter and attempts to manipulate Graham into revealing details of the investigation, but he is caught in the process. To provoke the Tooth Fairy, Graham arranges an interview with Lowndes, calling the killer an impotent homosexual. This enrages Dolarhyde, who kidnaps Lowndes and tortures him to death. Graham feels responsible for Lowndes' fate. Dolarhyde, however, experiences a shift when he falls in love with a blind co-worker, Reba McLean. After they have sex, Dolarhyde begins to doubt his transformation into the Red Dragon. He attempts to resist the dragon's influence, but ultimately fails. His rage leads him to assault a museum worker and consume the Blake painting that first inspired his murderous alter ego. Graham uncovers a crucial clue. The killer had been using home videos to learn the layouts of the family's houses. He and Crawford visit Dolarhyde's workplace, a film processing lab. Dolarhyde notices them, panics, and kidnaps Reba, murdering her former boyfriend in the process. He stages an elaborate deception, leaving Reba trapped in a burning house while pretending to take his own life. As Graham and Crawford rush to the scene, Reba escapes and tells them that Dolarhyde is dead. The next day, they investigate the ruins and find human remains, leading them to believe that Dolarhyde is truly dead. Graham returns home, but by this point, his marriage to Molly has fallen apart. As he contemplates how to address his fractured relationship with her and his stepson, Willie, Dolarhyde surprises him with a final violent attack. Dolarhyde stabs Graham in the face, but Molly shoots and kills him. This time, Dolarhyde is confirmed dead. Graham recovers in the hospital, and Crawford reveals how Dolarhyde had faked his death. Molly visits occasionally, and both she and Graham acknowledge that their marriage is over. Molly is later informed about a letter from Lecter to Graham. She refuses to read it, and Crawford examines it instead. In the letter, Lecter sarcastically hopes that Graham is not too scarred by the case and compares their situations. Crawford burns the letter. In the final scenes, Graham lies in bed, reflecting on a visit to the battlefield of Shiloh. The memory sparks deeper thoughts about the nature of humanity and the brutality of existence. Much like the battlefield, Graham is haunted by the horrors he has witnessed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.